another beautiful day outside. I'll freaking take it, man. Anyway, so pretty much what we're probably going to be working on in this video is we're going to try to get our air filter thing situated here. We're going to get the plugs changed out in it for the correct plugs for this thing. What else? Put some freaking power steering fluid in this thing because it hasn't had any since I started it up. Probably make some mounts for our exhaust. And then just, you know, in the meantime, tie stuff up out of the way, you know. Wires, connectors, just stuff that could be rubbing up against something. Or burning, that too. So, I don't know. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So, I guess let's get started. So, to like kind of run our air filter down here, kind of got to get this like sensor out of there. I don't know what that's even for. Why is there a sensor on the power steering fluid? Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever, we'll get that out of there. It's not half inch, so what is it, 9/16? Yep, it's 9/16. Oh jeez, guess there's some pressure in there, huh? Ugh. There you go. I don't get it, and I don't want to get it. So I bought this 1/8 inch pipe thread fitting. You guys can get these from Home Depot. Kind of glad I did this before we put power steering fluid in it. I hope that works. I don't even know why they have something on there like this. Guess let's hope that doesn't leak. So let's grab the power steering fluid, eh? Oh, missed a little. Oh boy, missing. That is definitely gonna suck that up. All right, let's pop this cap back on and hopefully that doesn't leak. All right, y'all. I got all our spark plugs out on this side. Oh boy, little Richie, huh? Doesn't look like too big of a difference in gap, but I don't know. I kind of like the electrode on this. Looks a little bit more wider, like more surface area. So we'll pop these in and probably start her up and see how she does. It's one good thing about manifolds is that they make spark plugs easier, let's just say that. Run those in there with that really lightly, and then we'll go along with this and cinch them on down. Wish I had some dielectric grease, but I don't. Oh well. Let's go pop the other side in. This one might be a little bit more tricky with everything in there. That side looks pretty clean. Still, I don't like that tiny electrode. Yeah, this side looks like it's burning pretty solid. That's a little weird. Whoa. That side looks like junk. Start with the hardest one first. All the way in the back. Maybe that's what that broken ground was over there. Maybe that's like ground for that side injectors or something. You know, that's a possibility. These LSs love grounds, I'll tell you what. It's a high possibility that's what that could have been. That's why this side's burning so good and that side wasn't. And then the plugs just get fouled out. You know? This really gets those leg muscles working, man, bending over like this. Uno momento. One more. That's not what that means in Spanish, but... Alright, let's plug these boys in. And we'll go grab our battery and I guess see how she runs. Well, I had to frickin' hotwire this thing again because I forgot the keys. That's great. Let's get this guy stabbed in there some way, somehow, for the millionth time. Get our ground cable hooked up. See if I still remembered what I was doing. Am I missing something? I don't think so. It dies right when I let off the starter. That's not how that should be. I don't think the ECU liked getting power jolted it to it that quick. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes you jolt those ECUs, they won't want to run right. At least that's what I've seen on this car. Let's see if we got some power steering. Oh, we can't because our steering wheel's locked. I love it. I really need to just put those keys on my key ring. Or leave them here. Let it get up to temp and see what it does. really would need to drive it. So I'll let this thing run for a bit, and yeah, see what happens. I'm freaking choking in here. But I was thinking, started thinking, reminiscing, figuring out this gas was old in here, and I literally probably put like 2 gallons of 93 in it. One of these fans are loud, so but I put like 2 gallons of 93 in it, and I'm not too sure what gas was in this thing before that. So I took a little bit of good old Berryman's, threw it in the rest of that. It's supposed to be like a can for a tank, but we just gave her a little potency, you know, and shoved her down her throat, at least in the tank, and hopefully that kind of mixolates with the old gas that's in there, and maybe might help that. I totally forgot about that, you know, that could possibly be why it's actually, you know, what's up, pup? Anyway, why it could be running like that, because that gas is probably, it could be 2 years old in there, and if it's modern gas, it's garbage. Seems like it's still got a little bit of a mist, but we'll probably have to drive that out of her. You know, you could have one injector that's leaking a little bit too much or something like that, who knows. But she's staying to temp and everything like that, so that's good. Only got a little bit longer I can be here, so I'm gonna let her run here for a minute and maybe work some of that junk into her. Bada bing, bada boom, another day. Did you see that? We got some stuff going on here. Now, O'Reilly's has stuff, but your best bet's going to be Amazon, and just wait. So I've got this 4-inch to 3-inch here coupler that'll go from your throttle body to a 3-inch pipe, and then another 3-inch piece, and then I bought a 45, and that'll kind of angle down in here. So kind of before I go any further, because I think I'm going to have to cut this straight 3-inch piece to make like an attachment or something like that. Yeah, because we have to go from 3-inch to 4-inch, and we obviously can't just put the boot in there, so we're gonna have to cut a piece of pipe off to, you know, put into here to clamp to, and yada yada yada, so that we can get up to the size of our MAF, because this is 4-inch also. But I think what I'm gonna do is see if this hood closes first with this, like on top of here, because, you know, we don't want to do all this and then the hood doesn't close, right? So let's get stuff out of the way, hook these struts back up so they're not in the way of the hood closing, and then see if it closes. All right, I broke the clips for those. I hope I can find some, because they work good.
Yep, we're hitting. And freaking, this just stinks, man.
It closed. So yeah, it's hitting right here. You can actually see it. So I think I'm gonna try to run it underneath the radiator hose. Let me see if we can do that, huh? I'll be able to work this whole thing in there. Hopefully I can. How did I do this before? We're gonna have to unhook this stuff. We gotta cut this section out of the radiator support, it looks like. And if we do that, I think this thing will work. I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you guys what we got going on. This thing's useless anyway, so we're just gonna cut it out of there. Alright, we cut that son of a biscuit off and out of the way. Let's see if that does anything for us. Oh, we just lost our rubber mounts. Alright. Now let's see if we can take this guy. Get this out of the way. This here, put this here, put this here, there we go. Grab this. Do something along the lines of that, huh? Well, that actually worked out better than I thought. We got this guy a little more angle than we need, but our throttle blade opens, doesn't hit that, so that's good. And then she runs up under here. Goes down here, and we'll probably have to make something to hold her up so she's not resting on stuff. We don't want her resting on any wires or anything like that, but our mass airflow wire will come over here and plug in. I may flip this guy like upwards so that it's easy to plug in, probably on this side. So yeah, now let's see if our freaking hood closes. Oops. Are we hitting the dipstick? I'm gonna have to take a peek here and see what we're hitting. Whew. So we're still hitting our alternator right about here. And I'm thinking it might just be this lip. So when I come back, I'm gonna trim that out all the way to here, try to at least, and see if that helps. We may need to cut this whole support back here, all the way through here. But hey, it is what it is. So that's gonna work out pretty good though. You know, freaking alternator, worst case we cut that and we grind this down a lot. Hey, that's good. We're gonna have the hood closed now, so we'll work on that next when I come back, and then we're gonna work on I'll probably get the front end back on at that point once I know that this thing can close all the way, and then we'll work on some exhaust hangers. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, I think I'm gonna start by cutting. I know we already watched this once, but I think I'm gonna start by cutting this guy out up here. Well, let's see what that does. it's gonna work. I'll need to cut this back section out. Alright. It's gotta close now.
It's hitting somewhere.
I think it'll close though.
Oh yeah, it'll close. Well,
Yeah.
how much farther you want it to go?
Right.
Take those bump stops off.
Alright, also, I think this is gonna close after I cut that piece off. Like we get to about here, but I think that's gonna latch. Worst case scenario, because I know it's hitting the alternator. Worst case scenario down the line, we'll, you know, take a little bit of a grinder this guy. That's what you get for using that truck assembly, but hey, it is what it is. So now, I think I can actually start putting this front bumper and stuff back on. Thank God. I don't know if I don't remember how this bumper stuff goes back together, honestly. I can't remember if this one piece that has the hood mount and stuff on goes on first. I think the actual big bumper goes on first. Maybe? I don't know. I feel like it does, but I feel like we can also put this guy back on. there you go. Well, and just like that, we have a Firebird again. So, you know, the hood could close a little better, but it's probably, like I said, hitting that alternator. But hey, how's that look? So I'm kind of shot for today. I actually ended up putting that bumper on, the inner bumper, upside down. So that was great. But we got it fixed. I'll probably see you either tomorrow or Thursday, whatever. It's gonna be a couple seconds for you, and then we'll get the clamps on the exhaust. But look at this. She's back to a car again. That's nice. Oh boy, we broke the welder out again. Well, today I'm conglomerating some hangers together here. Yeah. Anyway, I'll show you what this kind of started its life out as. It's kind of just trying to get an idea first before I kind of brought you guys in here, but I got these from O'Reilly's, and these are kind of what they look like. They probably work really good on trucks. We're not working on a truck, so what I'm thinking here is, hopefully I can bring it under here and show you. I think you guys can see that, but we're gonna take this guy, oh boy, kind of latch him on here. This thing's kind of still hot, and then just put this up here. Whew, still freaking hot. And like just Zeus him to the floor right here. And that hopefully will hold it in place. I don't know. We'll see. All right, y'all, so I kind of picked up the carpet here to kind of keep the, you know, sparks from flying in here or burning something. I'd like to just be able to see, not just see smoke later on. So, yeah. Ooh, bitch. Alright, y'all, I think that's gonna do for now. A little all welded up there. We'll just have to tighten this clamp up, and yeah, we didn't even catch on fire, so that's good. We're gonna leave that open for a bit. Let's work on the passenger side now. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is we got this factory heat shield here. I'm hoping that maybe we can have this guy kind of either get that to that point, like hold it here and have a flat, like, you know, do the same thing we did over there, weld this together, and you know, use that bolt hole maybe or something. We'll see. We're gonna take this thing out of here though. Oh boy, how are we gonna get that one out? God bless. There's a freaking screw off way back here. What the frick? Thing out of here, man. God dang. Oof. Alright. So yeah, like I was saying, can you guys still see me? So maybe we can utilize this hole here, you know? Yep. All right, we got both our hangers hung up on there. We'll go check the other side out. Cool, not bad. All right, y'all. Exhaust don't shake no more. We got our front end back together. We got our air intake all set up. We're getting there. We're getting roadworthy. It's probably roadworthy now, or we could drive it. But. In the meantime, I am going to tie some stuff up. Probably run our oil pressure gauge inside the car. Maybe try to get an electric one, because I just don't like those mechanical ones, or I just don't like those because they break and then you're stuck. So now I felt like I had a couple of these spark plug wires a little loose on a couple of these coils, but it still kind of seems like it's starving for fuel. And well, I'm going to show you something. Let's start this bad boy up. Oh geez, I hate that. Let me turn these fans off. Now, we all know, at least what I know, most LSs like to run, I would say, with about, I think, 50 to 60 PSI of fuel pressure. Ours reading about 40. So I know, let's see if this thing moves at all. Yeah, barely. So we're probably getting only about 45 tops on the fuel pressure, which is not enough for these. I'm pretty sure these have to have about 60. So again, I don't know what kind of fuel pump is in there. I'm gonna guess you would think it'd be a Walbaro 255. I don't know, because this guy had like a small block Chevy in here, but you know, he could have just put a factory fuel pump in here, because when I got this thing, it had an actual fuel regulator, which a carburetor only needs 6 PSI. So, you know, if you're using that where you get 40 PSI, what the heck ever. It's got a brand new tank and stuff like that. So, and I guess the one good thing is that it's got a trap door in here, so we don't have to pull the tank. The way the trap door's in there is just very, very ugly. But anyway, I think that's what I'm gonna look into next. Maybe just pop a Walbaro 255 in there. I'm pretty sure that's the upgrade for this thing, and it'll fit right in. And maybe we get our fuel pressure right, and maybe it runs better. It has to. I remember on my white pickup I had, it was an older Spider injection GM junk, but I know that had low fuel pressure at one point, and it didn't want to run for nothing. But I think it was lower than that. But I'm pretty sure these need to run around like 50, 60 PSI. So that's probably what it is. Just hoping stuff, you know, I'm thinking maybe there's a clogged injector or something like that, but I think it's a fuel pressure issue, to be honest with you. So maybe in the next video, we'll be tackling that. We got to dig into these brakes here because they don't feel that good. We got to get our interior back together somewhat, not everything. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. This is great because we got our, you know, our whole front end back on, which is awesome. And, you know, it doesn't look like a pile of junk anymore. A little bit still, but anyway, either way, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to the moon, baby. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed that. For now, take it easy.